Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be introducing you to my guinea pigs and my hamsters. So the first guinea pig I'm going to be introducing you guys to is Fergus. So this is Fergus. He's not actually even the oldest, he is just was the easiest one to catch. So Fergus is a little bit of a weirdo, as you guys can probably tell. What are you doing? So Fergus is a... how old is he? He is 18 months old, so he'll be 2 in August. And I adopted him from Pet to Home Adoption back in November 2018 when he was 17 weeks old, because he decided that he was going to attack all our other guinea pigs and take a chunk out of a couple of their ears. So, yeah. So then when I adopted him because I thought I'd much rather him go to a home around other guinea pigs than completely alone, and I'm obviously going to try him with some other pigs. He is a pain in the arse with the guinea pigs. He's got like a hormonal issue and an aggressive issue kind of rolled into one, if that makes any sense. But yeah, he is, like, out of the guinea pigs, I probably love him the most. It's not really mean, but he's the most tame, he's the most confident. It's like when I'm setting up the runs, he will like free range until it's time to get the others out, because he fights with Archie through the bars. So yeah. And then he just kind of walks around. I can walk past him, he doesn't try and run away. He's really easy. So yeah, he's just super human orientated as well. And when he isn't so obviously in the runs he's next to Freddie and Teddy, because they all three do get along next to each other in the runs. He doesn't get along with Freddie face to face, but he does get along with him in the run. And when they're not outside next to each other all day, which is from morning till about 9 o'clock at night, just depending on how warm it is, he does go in this small cage, which is not big enough for him to live in full time, but then he's next to them all day. I try and repeat it, and they all popcorn, they're all really happy about the situation, and then he goes back downstairs a few feet away from Albert and Archie in his proper cage. So Fergus hates cherry tomatoes and strawberries with a passion, but he does love I forgot what he does love. Yeah, he does love bell peppers. That's like the first thing he does go for. He also has a little like cyst under his chin in his fat region. He's quite a fat guinea pig. He's actually the biggest guinea pig I have. And yeah, he's a teddy. And yeah, so it's not like serious, like the vet's have done checks on it and it's not affecting him. He doesn't care about it. And yes, that is Fergus. Hi guys, so the next guinea pig I have to introduce you to is Freddie. So yes, this clip has had to be filmed several times because Freddie will either not stay still, Fergus screams, or Teddy choose something. So yeah, so Freddie, I adopted Freddie back in December 2009, December 26, 2019, because him and his brother Teddy were in Pet to Home Adoption, and they were really overlooked, to be honest. They had been in adoption for over a month. No one had showed any interest in them, and the person who had them before was allergic to them, so they brought them back. They were in one store for 2 weeks, and then to make space, they were moved to the store more local to me for a month. So they had been in adoption for a good 6 weeks. And I had saw them a month before when I was getting dog food, and I fell in love with Teddy, to be fair, not Freddie, because I've always wanted a Texel. And yeah, I brought these two guys home. They were borderline feral. They had not been handled much, to be honest, in the adoption centre. You could really tell just by the way they acted. So when I brought them home, it took a lot to get to this point now. They could not be separated on the bed because they would just run and jump, which, as you can imagine, drive me slightly insane. So these guys have now come to the point where I can walk past their runs in the garden and they just scream at me for food. Like they're more confident than what Albert and Archie are. Freddie is actually really close to Fergus in terms of tameness. He's the second tamest guinea pig I have. He does not care. He is a super dominant pig though. He is definitely the boss of Teddy, and he also kind of is the boss of Albert and Archie when they are together. So yeah, but he's super sweet. He's really human orientated. When he thinks food's coming, he does not shut up. He actually really likes Fergus through the bars, but doesn't like him when they're face to face. He also loves peppers, stuff like that. And yeah, he is just a chocolate, a gooty. He's got a bit of a gooty in him. He's got a bit of chocolate in him. A gooty pig. And he is nearly a year old, which is crazy to say. He's also my smallest guinea pig. And yeah, he's the smallest with the biggest personality. See, that is Freddie. Hi guys, so before I go do Freddie's bit, Teddy's bit, I just thought I could show you what Fergus and Freddie are doing. These two will not shut up while I'm trying to do this. And yeah. Someone has just popcorned. Someone is being really loud and noisy, nosy. So let's just hope I can film this bit. Hi guys, so I actually had to move into a different room to film Teddy's bit because Freddie and Fergus would not shut up and it was just getting too loud. I did film one bit, tried to hear myself, could not hear myself at all. Because Freddie and Fergus, as soon as I would take Teddy out, Freddie would get really loud and just scream, and then Fergus would join in and just turn into two guinea pigs shouting. And I could not hear myself, and then he was getting wound up, so I decided to do this in another room. So Teddy's story is really similar to Freddie's. Basically, they were brought back to Pets at Home because they were bought by somebody whose child was allergic, and because it was Christmas time, no one wanted teenage guinea pigs. They all wanted babies, so they sat in adoption for a really long time. And I saw them twice, and the third time I went back and I decided, look, I'm going to get them. So, yeah. Teddy is also a Texel guinea pig, which is my favourite breed. He is the second smallest guinea pig. He's just slightly bigger than Freddie. They're both about 800 to 900 grams. I think he's just over 900 and Freddie's just under. But yeah, probably a lot of his weight is his hair. He's also super, super submissive. He's the perfect guinea pig to kind of live with Freddie, because Freddie is really hormonal, whereas Teddy doesn't seem to have all that hormones in him, whereas Freddie is just bonkers. But yeah, Teddy also gets along with all the other guinea pigs, which he's the only guinea pig so far that Fergus likes, but obviously because he lives with Freddie, I'm not going to split up their bond for Fergus, and Fergus is a super hard guinea pig to match. But yeah, they do like each other through the bars, and he also gets along really, really well with Albert. Once, actually, when he was a baby, he escaped, and I found him and Albert, because Albert and Archie are on floor time, him and Albert and Archie all cuddled together. I put Freddie in the mix just to see how they would go do, and they all spent about an hour and a half together without any issues. And him and Freddie actually bring out the confidence in Albert and Archie sometimes. But the problem is Freddie's hormones. But yeah, him, Albert and Archie could probably live together. He isn't as keen on people as Freddie is. He does copy Freddie in terms of Freddie's confidence. Like now, if Freddie was here, he'd be walking around, stuff like that. Because Freddie isn't. He's just sitting there. But yeah, he's not that fussy on food. He's the loudest guinea pig we have. I can hear him with two doors closed, screaming for food when he knows it's his dinner time. And yes, he is just super, super cute. So yeah, that is Teddy. Hi guys, so the next guinea pigs I would like you to meet is Albert and Archie. I'm going to start off with Albert, who is here. So Albert is a 2-year-old male guinea pig. I suspect he's a Peruvian cross Abyssinian. He has had a haircut, so his hair does look slightly different. But yeah, once his hair is long, it's super, super long. But yeah, today it's just because he has had it clipped, not recently, sorry. It does look a little bit shorter. He also looks exactly like the Disney pigs on Instagram's guinea pig Zazu, which is quite cute. And yes, so I suspect he's a Peruvian cross Abyssinian. I'm not 100% sure, but he's super cute. And yeah, I adopted these guys back in August 2018. So they will be coming up to 2 years old, either the end of this month or the beginning of next month. What are you doing? And yes, so when I adopted these two guys, they were living in a group of other boys with a friend of mine who had girls who lived next door. And their other boys were picking on Archie. I think it was because of the girls. They were fine up until the girls moved next door. And it all kind of went to pot. So I took on these two, whereas my friend took on my old pair of guinea pigs who weren't in very good condition when I got them. They were both pregnant, they were really young. and their mum is a vet nurse, so I thought it would be the best situation for them to go to that situation. So yeah, Albert is my smallest adult male. He is about 1.89 kilograms. He's super small. He loves cherry tomatoes. He is borderline feral. He doesn't like me at all, to be honest. He will come up to me, ask for attention, he'll take food off me. He just is not human orientated. You can kind of tell it with these two guys, with the way they cuddle, with the way they interact. They hate being separated. Like just doing anything separate doesn't really work with these two guys, to be honest. And yes, so that was Mr. Albert, and then now I'm going to move on to Archie. So Archie obviously has the same backstory. He is the second heaviest. He's only, I think, 5 kilograms lighter than Fergus. And yes, he did have a little period where he was quite a grump lately, but I have noticed with my boys, when they kind of need a bath, I only bath my guinea pigs twice a year. It's not something I do on a regular basis. But yeah, when they need a bath, they argue quite a bit. These two guys, it was only for like a few days, were not fighting, but they were bickering. They didn't want to be together. Archie was getting really irritated by the others being next to him. And yeah, it just wasn't going very well. Can you please face the camera, mate? And so I did give them a bath. The next day, they were fine, to be honest. He stopped arguing with the others through the bars. They went back to cuddling. They went back to being all lovey-dovey. But yeah, Archie has the worst scent gland, or grease gland, sorry, out of all my guinea pigs. He does get quite greasy with his hair and his grease gland when he does need doing. But yeah, he is not the dominant male within this pair. He gets told off quite a lot. And yes, he doesn't like cherry tomatoes, to be honest. He loves peppers. He hates Fergus. So a few days ago, Fergus escaped his run, which I think it's because I didn't clip it on properly, which I am getting Fergus a new run anyway. And then him and Archie just started to try and fight through the bars. But then Albert, being the dominant male, tells Archie off, tells Fergus off. Archie took offence to it. But ever since then, for a few days, they were fighting through the bars in the runs, or every time like he could see Fergus, he would get really irritated, or even hear him, he'd get really irritated. But ever since he's had a bath, he's been super chilled. He's less timid than Albert, in the sense of he will very rarely let me pet him in his cage. But yeah, he's fine outside. He also does suffer with dry skin. I do have to put coconut oil on his skin. And yeah, he's also like a bit of a silver agouti with this like lovely mustard colour. He does have a tiny bit of white on him somewhere, I think on his belly. But yeah, I believe he's actually a short-haired cross, what's the breed? Sheltie. So his hair on his bum curves like a Sheltie. And yeah, he's just super cute. So yeah, that is Albert and Archie. Hi guys, so the next one of my pets is behind his wheel, and this is my dwarf hamster Sage. So Sage was bought from a local garden centre, which is about 30 minutes away. But yeah, this garden centre is really good in terms of how they get their pets, where they get their pets. So they get their pets from local breeders instead of huge rodent mills. And I do find with their pets, they do tend to tame quicker, and they just tend to be a little bit more friendly. So Sage tamed really quick as a baby. He nips a little bit in terms of, he's never like bitten me, but he does nip. He is one of the hamsters where he's not bothered over you being in his cage. Like, he knows I'm here, he doesn't really care. But he doesn't really like being interacted with inside of his cage. He likes to kind of just come up at the bars and tell you when he wants to come out. And yeah, he'll just pop on my hand and then just go explore. So Sage lives in the barn cage from Zooplus. This cage is 100 by 50 centimetres. He's not lived in here very long. He used to live in the zoo zone too, but he's a climber. He loves to climb. So I decided to move him in the barny, which he loves. He uses all his level, he uses his ramp. Yeah, he really loves climbing. Sage's colours actually really do not come up on camera, but he's like a white and a really diluted cream. He has lovely red eyes, which I love red-eyed hamsters. He It's probably one of the biggest dwarves I think I've ever had. He's like 60 grams, I believe, which is a bit of a chunk. And yeah, he is non-stop on his wheel. He's also a wheel peer, which is actually really good in terms of spot cleaning because, yeah, most of his peas are done on his wheel. And yeah, he's also a bit of a digger. He doesn't dig, he's not like the biggest digger I think I've ever had, but he does dig quite a bit. And he just has this digging section, which the problem was when he was in a zoo zone, he had a complete cage full of bedding and he would only use sections, and I found he still uses sections, so I sectioned it off and he'd also dig his wheel up, which drove me insane. So yeah, that is Sage for you, and yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys have got to learn a little bit more about my rodents. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.